Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Get Good Fox. This is State of Decay 2 Lethal Zone Beta, the Hyper Community World Tour. Today, we are going to be investigating Echo Labs Research Station. This is the landmark location on Trumbull Valley, and it's, as you can see, right in the top left corner. This is a very interesting landmark because it'll either be the best landmark in the game, or it will just be, it'll be okay. Now, in my case, it's just going to be okay. But in your case, it might be really, really unbelievably good. Like, holy crap. Now, what is the deciding factor? God, like, what a power swing, right? How can it go from either being the most powerful landmark, not the most powerful thing, well, it's up there. How can it go from being so strong to just being kind of meh? Well, the main thing is that it is going to give you a guaranteed access to Z Biochems. Z under Biochems are, like, ridiculously strong. Some of the most powerful items in the game, some of them might be the most powerful items in the game, but the catch is that there was ways to get them beforehand. Also, I did decide that we're going to go ahead and build the, oh, come on, it's always a labor issue. Basically, if you have the Advanced Biochem Station mod that you can plug into your infirmary, or hospital, I guess, then you can already build these. And in that case, the landmark is just okay. It does have some alternative benefits, but if you don't have access to Advanced Biochems, well, then you get guaranteed access once you claim the landmark. And that's why it's either the best thing ever, or it's just kind of whatever, because if you do have an advanced biochem, you might say, well, do I even need Echo Labs? Maybe, because it does have some alternative benefits. And that's exactly what we're going to be taking a look at. Step number 2, of course, is to get my nice and pretty thumbnail before the sun goes down, because we did just get the notification for day update, which means it is almost time to shift to nighttime. That's fine, though. First, we clear it out with the old squisheroni technique, and boom, here we go. Echo Labs Research Location, potential landmark outpost. Claim this outpost to unlock special blood plague crafting options, amongst other things. It does cost 1,000, and there are 3 strategies, which is why if you already have a biochem station, you could still get some value out of it, but it definitely reduces it. So first up, we've got biochem crafting. With this strategy, we set up the lab in a way that allows us to transform plague samples into advanced biochemical consumables and thrown weapons. That's the best one. You've got serum protection. We can craft experimental plague-derived serums that temporarily boost health or stamina with only minor plague infection as a side effect. Since these unstable serums aren't portable, we can only make and use them here. That's an option. And then you've got specimen incubation. With this strategy, we give ourselves the ability to use chemicals and meds to multiply our supply of plague samples, which is perfect if we need extra plague cure. We can also use plague samples to craft a small amount of meds. So basically, you've got a biochem production strategy, a buff strategy that gives you more health or more stamina, but you are more susceptible to blood plague, a little dangerous on Lethal Zone. And then you have the ability to either produce plague samples or medicine. So let's go ahead and start claiming this. And first, we'll go with the biochem crafting. Now, this is redundant. And it's redundant because I already have biochems. You can see it right there. That's my biochems mod. And as you can see here, this is the biochems mod. Gives you scent block, Zedi, Zedrenalin, and then on the bottom row, those are the buffs up top. And then on the bottom row, you've got Zombate, Bloater Cloud grenades, and then the grenade launcher version of the Bloater Cloud grenades. And what Echo Labs is going to do is the exact same thing. So you would have, your scent block, blah, 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 blah. One thing to note is that you do get some bonuses here. Take note that pathology and pharmacology is helping us reduce the cost to make these. They would normally cost 25 samples. Pathology's cutting it down to 15. and pharmacology seems to be cutting down the amount of chemicals that we would use. Down below, also I think we might get another dosage as well. I don't know if you get 3 or 4, I can't remember. Down below, chemistry is also giving us a hand. Maybe munitions would help. I don't have all of the bonuses memorized, but I believe chemistry, since it would be in green if it was reducing costs, I think chemistry is giving us 1 extra consumable. So I think we might have gotten 3, now we're getting 4. But let's go ahead and just make a little bit of everything, and I'll show you what they all do. Because they're really useful, let me tell you. Let me get a few of these. Always need more of those. Now, you guys have seen me use, oh, we can finally upgrade this, thank you. Wait, can I plug? Okay. Also, yes, we are building up the base in preparation of, the base review. Okay, so we got a ton of different biochem items now. Let's go ahead and equip them. So the first thing we're gonna try out, I'm gonna show you the bloater cloud grenades. These probably, if you're a regular viewer here, it probably doesn't need any introduction. You know how good bloater cloud grenades are, but you know, maybe we got some people who are not as familiar with them. I'm gonna go and bring some scent block. Now, I never use Zedi. I'm gonna use them just for demonstration purposes, and I never use Zedrenalin. But once again, I'm gonna use them for demonstration purposes. And I'm also gonna go ahead and switch our strategy because we're not gonna need any more. So next up, let's take a look at, let's just go down the list. Serum production is next. And here's what serum production does. We can pay 3 samples, a snack, and 30 parts, and you get 30 more health, and you get 5% more vulnerability to plague infection. I believe that means, everything has a number. So if you had 100 infection, or if something gave you 100 blood plague, you'd probably get 105. That doesn't actually sound that bad. Over here, you alternatively can get stamina. The costs are different though. 3 samples, a cup of coffee, and 30 parts. A cup of coffee, I would say, is a little more annoying to obtain than snacks, mainly because you can obtain snacks just as you're looting. Also, when your characters bring random items home, they're going to bring snacks a lot more than they bring, coffee. The text reads, subject yourself to an experimental plague-derived serum that boosts your max health for quite a while. And I'm sure it says stamina. Yeah, stamina. We think it's best taken with food, hence the snack cost, or maybe it just pairs well with salt, sugar, and carbs. While the effect lasts, you're also slightly more vulnerable to blood plague. Well, we'll just see about that, won't we? Let's go ahead and activate that. Okay, so the health serum is up. Now, here's what I'm wondering. What if I change it again? Does the effect go away? Let's see. Nope, it's still up. Okay, now we can take a look at the final bonus. Now, the final one allows us to produce plague samples. So over here, what we do is we put in 1 plague sample, 1 medicine, 2 cases of chemicals, and what you're going to get out is 10 plague samples. Now, it wouldn't be that many. I think it would normally be like 8. And you gotta subtract 1, because remember, you're paying 1, and you're getting, so your 1 plague sample is the cost of doing business. So, we're getting 9 here, so 10 minus 1, and normally you'd get 8, so you get like 7, because 8 minus 1. And the reason for that is because of pathology. Pathology is bumping it up. So this is a pretty good way to increase the amount of plague samples you have without needing to kill plague hearts, which is a big source of them, or you could just run zombies over, reverse into them, plague zombies, but this is a way to do it, especially if you need a ton of them. Alternatively, you can recycle bio-waste. Now this costs, as you can see by the green numbers, they are being discounted. Typically it's a 50% discount, so I'm going to assume the original cost is 2 chemicals, 2 ethanol, 6 plague samples, and that's going to give you 2 medicine. I mean, that's technically enough to pay for your daily medicine costs from a, infirmary? Because as you can see right here, scrapes and bruises is 2 medicine per day. So, I mean, that's not terrible, honestly. You can kind of reuse them back and forth. Maybe you could even profit in some ways, because, you're using 1 medicine to get plague samples, and then you're going to use not all of the plague samples to get 2 medicine back. It's probably not insanely good, but what it mainly does is you get a lot of plague samples, and it lets you play around with them. It lets you turn them into buffs, It lets you turn them into consumables and weapons even. And it lets you, I guess, turn them into either more samples or more medicine. How good are those other two? It's kind of up to you, honestly. But,
the juggernauts are evolving?
let's give it a shot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go deal with these grumpy butts. Now, I chose the extra health, and that's because when dealing with hostile humans, having a lot of health is pretty important, because if you get shot, you want to make sure you can, you know, eat a bullet or two. And that's why I'm using a character that has endurance. Endurance gives me 84 maximum more health, and I get a 50% reduction to injury severity. So gunshots, especially a headshot, can deliver brutal injuries to your character. And remember, an injury is what kills your character. The reason your character dies is not because you run out of health. Running out of health knocks your character down. You gotta mash the button to get back up. But you can run out of health and get back up. I mean, it's exactly that. You go into fight for your life mode. What kills you is when you have 100% injuries, because your injuries start at 0% and then they build up over time. And it's a somewhat confusing system, because there's also a thing called trauma. And trauma is basically the accumulation of redundant injuries, meaning, let's say you get an injury called, I don't know, infected scratch. If you get a second infected scratch, you just get more trauma instead of like a separate injury. Instead of getting 2 infected scratches, you get 1 infected scratch, but the amount of trauma is then doubled. If you get 3 infected scratches, now you've got 3 times the amount of trauma, and the amount of trauma varies from injury to injury, with higher difficulties adding a greater variety, both a greater variety of injuries and a greater chance of hitting those injuries. So that's part of the reason it's so much deadlier. Oh, we're losing our health already. Interesting. Not too happy about that. I figured it would last a little longer. I can tell because there's that blinking light. There's no way 30 minutes has passed either. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how all of these biochems work. So first we're going to activate the scent block. And as you can see, I just got some blood plague. The scent block camouflages me to zombies. They're attracted to sound, but they have trouble. You're not invisible, but they have trouble detecting you. Next, I'll activate the Z-Eye. The Z-Eye gives me night vision. Now, all these last for 5 minutes as well. And then I'll activate Z-Adrenaline. The Z-Adrenaline gives me a slow trickle of regeneration, both to my health and to my stamina. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just cure all of this off. As you can see, this zombie, he's coming towards me because I'm making noise, but he doesn't actually know, he can't actually begin attacking me. If you get close enough to him, though, that can change. So, one of the things you can do with a scent block is this. You can start honking your horn. This is better on higher difficulties because there's more zombies, and the zombies do more damage. And what we can do is use this to bring a whole bunch of enemies in, and the zombies won't attack me, right? I mean, they could attack me. And this is a really safe way to do it, because now the zombies will start beating them up, and it's going to be great. Now what I'm going to do is stop honking, and then I'll demonstrate another awesome item, the bloater gas. Bloater gas is awesome. Like I said, it is dangerous. Hostile humans on lethal are quite deadly, so, you know, we do want to take a little bit of care. But as you can see, these guys are just getting, like, swamped by the zombies. Not only will the injuries begin damaging them, but they're also going to get bloater gas hits. So here, the bloater gas, be careful when you throw it. You don't want to accidentally do a misthrow. So I'm going to throw it in there. It's hard to tell with all the effects, but there's a big cloud of deadly bloater gas, extra deadly bloater gas. I'm going to throw one deeper in. I don't think those were very good hits, unfortunately. There we go. I think that was a much better throw. Look at them, all instantly getting knocked down. Both of them are going to be dead. So that was my fault for, you know, not throwing high enough. So those guys are just gone. Now the bloater gas is also flammable. And so there's a humongous boom. One of the most powerful explosive effects in the game, actually. Now let's see if we can show this guy here. Now the gas will travel through walls, so you can, you know, use that to your advantage so that you don't expose yourself to gunfire as much. But honestly, you could see right here that, like, so those you see, they were all exploded. You could see very easily that this guy is just getting eaten by zombies. As long as they don't pull a gun on me, I might just let the zombies do. Okay, that's the end of them. Now I can just burn them. Now let me show you if I run around a little bit. So you can see, oh, let me dash. Okay, so now you can see the stamina regeneration coming in. So normally, so I'm completely out of stamina. Actually, I can't run out of stamina. Yeah, look at that. I can't actually run out of stamina. Okay, no, I can't. But watch how quickly my stamina, see how my stamina is already starting to regenerate? Now it's kicking in. So it gives you just a constant little trickle of stamina. I guess it could be useful if you are running away, because it's going to let you continuously do normal dodges. And as, you know, like, and with the ZI, we can see a bit better at night. It's going to be so much darker. The reason I don't use it is because, generally speaking, it's a bit expensive. That's the first issue. And the second issue is that it only lasts for 5 minutes. So it's going to be wearing off pretty soon. Yeah, let me burn myself, and you can see the, let me burn myself a little bit. There we go. A little bit of fire ought to do me some good. Right now you can watch the health regeneration. Now, as you can see, it's not very fast. We will slowly, ever so slowly, regain some health. Oh, here's our infected pal. And eventually what will happen is we will fully regenerate. I can see it slowly ticking up. But this is another reason. Why don't I use the Zedrenaline? Well, it only lasts for 5 minutes. And sure, you know, you could technically, like, tick your health back up over time, but I don't know. It's just not. So this guy finally detected me. You see, you can see, like, we have more health now. It's just not. Okay, if this lasted longer, I would consider using it. If it lasted like a long time, sure, I would use it. But I just don't think it lasts long enough, and that's the reason I don't use it.
With a plague heart nearby.
Okay, here we're gonna get to see the ZI's about to wear off, and we're gonna get to see the effects of. You're gonna get to see how much darker it gets. I don't want to turn it on. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so now the ZI just now wore off, and you can already see just how much darker it is. It is quite a bit darker. And as you can see, we did fully regenerate our health. And that is what the different ones do. So, oh, they infested one of my buildings. Oh, well, that's kind of rude. It's already a level 3, too. Also kind of rude. Little surprise. I didn't think it'd be a level 3 that quickly. I guess I need to, like, I don't know, pedal to the metal.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's go ahead and put some of this in here.
Okay, this stuff is heavy.
Now, what would make biochems better? So, okay, first off, let me tell you. Biochems are super, super strong. So, they probably don't need an improvement, to be totally honest. They're probably already good. But some of them are very good, and then some of them are actually kind of useless. What would make the night vision and the health regeneration better is if they lasted, like, I don't know, like 30 to 60 minutes. Like, basically, if you could take one Zedrenaline and it lasted the entire night, that would be pretty good. I would use it then. But for just 5 minutes of night vision, no, not gonna do it. Same with the health regeneration and the stamina regeneration. If they lasted an entire, like, day cycle, or half a day even, if they lasted half of a day, I'd use it. But they don't. So I don't use it. I would say, what is the minimum for me to use them? Probably 30 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. No, let's just stick with 30 minutes. That is the main issue, is just because you'll be popping those things. Like, think about if you wanted permanent night vision. You would have to, like, there's typically, what is there, like 40-something minutes of night? So you would have to, like, eat, like, 9 of them. That's a lot. I mean, like, you could. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but it's a lot. Like, it's not a small number. Okay, let's go ahead and throw those in there. Oh, what happened? So it looks like we've got a horde coming into the base. That's not too big a deal. What I will probably do is I will probably destroy something in my... There we go. This is fine. It's all good. So, I will probably also kill a Plague Art real quick just so that you can see how effective it is against destroying Plague Arts. Just because, I mean, like, I believe most people have seen it, but, you know, I won't take it for granted. Let me go ahead and restock the car. And first we're going to have to tear up this stupid, what do you call it? This infestation has to go. Unfortunately, the central area of Marshall is just totally walled off, so not an option there. Also, let's go ahead and improve our construction speeds. Otherwise, we're just never gonna we're never gonna finish building this. Nice. Okay, can I upgrade this? Yes, I can. Give me materials. It's not gonna help at all. There's just way too much. Might as well get everything building. I mean, why not? Oh! Oh, no, no, no. So, tip for you guys in Marshall. Please watch where you're driving. As you can see, there are a tremendous amount of ruined vehicles. And it's very, very likely that there will, at some point in time, be bloaters lodged in between these. If you're on a lower difficulty, it's not too big a deal. Like, if you're on standard zone and you buff up your health, you can actually stay inside of a bloater gas cloud the entire time. Just build like a gym, you know, bump your health up a little bit. It's actually not that hard. But if you're on lethal zone, it could be a problem. If you're on nightmare zone, it could be a problem. Let's go toast these fools, though. This could become a fairly messy battle. We'll see, though. Right now, I'm relying on the advantage that the way the pyro launcher works is it creates two sounds. A sound from the weapon itself firing. And let's go home and defend our base, I guess. I want to defend the base because we need money. We just spent like 1,000 smackaronis, so we need, yeah, we need money. And we're gonna get like, okay, good. Let's get back to base. Off we go. And we destroyed that infestation just in time because the total amount of infestations are what increase your threat on the beta. If you're not on the beta, then that doesn't apply.
I wonder what
but
plague zombies
it's very
cost during
possible
these
that what's on the beta is going to wind up on the main game. Now, it could change before it gets there. That said, Undead Labs, they haven't really done a lot to change it since they did last, so who knows? The state of the infestation update is very much in the air. People keep asking me, like, what about infestations? I really don't know. Now, because there is a chance that a Juggernaut should show up, we should assume that there will be one. So let's go ahead and just get a good old Jugger-splode. Jugger-splodes, when properly aimed, can kill a Juggernaut in one hit on the cheap. An easy way to defend the base is to just ignite the doors. And that's because fire travels through doors. So far, not the most... Oh, that's a cool effect. Oh, man, when the fire was there, that was kind of neat. Gotta say, the walls of this base are just not as good as the walls on the Red Talon FOB. Considering that the Red Talon FOB was kind of built more like a bunker or like a pillbox, where you had that slot that you could shoot through. I think that's a lot better. So let's see how awesome our Fort Marshall defenders are. Ah, Red Talon Roger over here, letting them, you know, not even gonna shoot him, are you? That's fine. Oh, there's a feral here. Looks like our boys are gonna handle it, though. Another feral? No, that's gonna be a miss. Another L for them. Ah, now this is the way you defend the base. You start walking outside. Thank you for demonstrating the optimal strats. This is kind of like what makes these bases kind of pointless. If the only way to kill the zombies is to, like, open up the door, then I feel like the defenses aren't that effective. And this is not really just a Fort Marshall thing. This is kind of like an in general thing. Most of the time, it definitely feels like the defenses can be more of a detriment than a positive. Ow. Oh, I walloped them right there. That was a lot of ferals. I mean, let's get real here. This is a basic siege and we're getting a lot of ferals. Fortunately, our community has pretty good guns, so we toasted them pretty nicely. Come on, zombies. You got 20 seconds left. Show me something good. Well, fine. I'm just gonna upgrade some things, zombies. How do you like that? I don't think what. Alright, let's get some morale, I guess. We're not gonna upgrade this. I wish I had the
We've got this. Don't give up.
You guys missed one. Hey guys, you missed one. Does somebody want to kill this? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we got him.
That could have gone.
There we go. 260. I'll take it. Okay, let me go demonstrate how effective. I mean, like I said, I know that like my regular viewers are already aware of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how awesome it's got to be somewhere. It's going to be one of these buildings. How awesome the bloater gas can be used to destroy. Oh god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It was so close. Like that. I mean, they can do it. Like, you don't need a direct hit. It doesn't have to be a direct hit. It just needs to be close enough. Lounge level 2. Can we get level 4? Or level... No, we need a little more labor. Let me cancel somebody. We'll wait. It's not that big a deal. Actually, it is a big deal. I really would prefer getting this maxed out first. Priorities, boys. Priorities. Alright, let's see if it's right here. Sure is. Now, this is overkill. I wouldn't use scent block for a single one, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just to demonstrate the full combo. Now, normally what you would do is you would scout out the plague guards so that, you know, remember you're on a 5-minute time limit. You want to know where they are so you can race from plague guard to plague guard. That's what you do. Step 2.
Plague hearts must give off tremendous.
Let me go inside.
This might take some effort. I hope nothing heard that.
And you don't have to clear out the zombies. I'm going to do it, you know, just to be safe. And that's because, as I said, the bloater gas is extremely dangerous. And if a zombie walks into you, remember, the zombies are attracted to sound. Even your footsteps make sound. If you're not crouching, then you technically still make sound, even a small amount. So if you want to play it safe, you can clear out the zombies first. It will eat up a little bit of time. So here's the plague guard. Now here's the deal. We're going to set the bloater gas on fire. That's how we kill it. We need 3, but there's a catch. We're going to use the pyro launcher to do it. But we must make sure that the pyro launcher does not touch the plague guard in any way. So I'm going to throw, and then I'm going to fire like right here.
I bet that hurt, huh?
Throw a second one, throw a third one, and it's gone, just like that. Very awesome, right? The plague zombies really have no time to react. And then you can make your nice getaway, just like this. And like I said, if you did the correct and you scouted all of the plague guards first, you would then just move on to the next one and try to kill as many as you can within the 5-minute time. Now, what you should aim for is probably about 3. Now, if you're a little worried, sure, you can go with 2. But 3, I would say, is the basic minimum. Can you do better than 3? Absolutely. But aim for 3 in the beginning in order to... It's just a good starting point. Why 3? Well, you know, you need to build more biochems, and 3 is going to give you a lot of plague samples, and you're going to get 3 rucksacks, and that's going to be a pretty healthy quantity to allow you to build the next batch of bloater gas, the next batch of scent block. Now, 2 will still do, you know, 2 is still going to get you some decent stuff, because if you think about it, you're going to build, like, 3 or 4 plague cures, or not plague cures, you're going to build 3 or 4 scent blocks, and so that's going to give you like two plague art kills each, so that's going to be like 6 to 8, depending if you get 3 or 4. That's already a lot of plague arts right there, but if you're getting 3, well, God, think about the multiplication. You're going to be getting, what, like 9 to 12 plague arts? There's only 30. There's only 30 plague arts, so if you were killing 9 to 12 plague arts per batch of scent block, well, then you would be able to destroy all of these. And like I said, I'm already at 15 out of 30. And you'll be able to get more fuel, and you'll be able to get more bloater gas. You'll be able to build more, be able to profit on resources. And don't forget all of the items you get. You can get all those items. You can scrap them. You can use them. You can sell the scrap for money. Because remember, every scrap is worth 1 money. Also, we should be able to change leaders. I'm going to go and do that. All right, Drew. It's time to rotate again. Let's rotate.
For being mushy, but
oh, what's that doing on the ground? Demote?
We need our leader to make tough calls. That's just not you.
How about that? She was doing fine.
Fine. I didn't want to be in charge anyway.
Don't worry, you're going to be back in charge before you know it. Let me see. Who is going to become our new trader leader? Emmy, I'm pretty sure, is a super waifu. Madeline is a super waifu, I'm pretty sure. And Layla is not. I don't think Layla... Yeah, Layla is not a super waifu. So we're going to choose her so that we don't break our bonus when we switch through demoting her again. There we go. We've got 5 labor, meaning we can knock this down. Let's see how much building. So we're up to basically 17 minutes. So I'm going to knock this down. Oh my God, it went from 17 to 37. Ow. Let's go ahead and build this. Oh yeah, 48 minutes for construction, boys. There we go. But there's your demonstration on how the Echo Labs works. What is my advice for Echo Labs? Absolutely get it. It's great. I highly recommend it if you don't have Biochem. Also, keep in mind, an easy way to cure your plague cure, as long as it hasn't gone to its final stage, is just go right here with infection therapy. If you've got pathology, it just costs 1 sample and no more cure. Works up to 99% infection, but once you're fully infected, you got to take a full-fledged cure. If you don't have pathology, it costs 3, which could still be a pretty good deal. You get a lot. There's so many enemies on Lethal Zone that the samples begin to stack up. So my final advice for this is, if you don't have Biochem Station, and if you're wondering how do you get Biochem Station, I would say there's 3 ways. 1, respond to every quest known as a mysterious quest until you get the Plague Researchers. If you get the Plague Researchers, do not give them a plague cure. It cancels the quest. Tell them you will get their supplies, and you will find a Biochem Station there. Second way to get it. Go respond to every wandering trader and find out if they're an Echo Labs trader. They'll tell you, though. Like, you can look in the panel over here, and it'll tell you if they're an Echo Labs trader. If they're an Echo Labs trader, I would say maybe half of the time they will have a advanced biochem. So just be ready to fork over like 1,500 influence or something. Also, remember, a 50-50 does mean it could be no multiple times in a row. You know, just in the same way you could flip a coin and get heads multiple times in a row or tails multiple times in a row. So don't, like, it's okay if you don't get it. The third way to get it would be to trade. And the third way I'd recommend is, oh, watch this. It's the Discord for Get Good Fox. I would highly recommend it. You can find it down in the comment section. Just look for my pinned comment, expand, and you'll see a link there. Everyone's welcome, and that's because, look at this. State of Decay 2 trading. Yes, we have a trading channel. and you can swap with other people there. There's a lot of very experienced State of Decay 2 players there that can definitely give you a hand. If someone gives you a hand, try to give someone else a hand in return. Like, that's a big part of being part of the Fox Republic, is those who are worthy. If you are given help, then give help in return. And that's how we build an awesome community. But that would be another way. It doesn't hurt to ask to see if anybody has a biochem station. Somebody might have a freebie to give you. Otherwise, you might be able to barter. Maybe you could help them, like join their game for like an hour, help them kill some plague arts. But it's a pretty good idea, and like I said, everyone's welcome, and you can find me inside my own Discord basically every single day, with very few exceptions. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration for the Echo Labs landmark location. Extremely powerful if you don't have biochems. If you do have biochems, I would say it could help you get your plague samples going, and if you already have enough plague samples, then you probably won't need the medicine manufacturing either, because, you know, then you're probably like just kicking zombie butts, frankly. So I would actually go for the buffs. I think the 30 health for 5% infection, that's probably still a good deal, even on lethal zone, honestly. I would probably go for it anyways, mainly because stacking health is pretty awesome, and I would go for it. Anyways, what do you think about the Echo Labs landmark location? Have you used it before? Do you think it's pretty good? Are you interested in trying it now? Have you ever seen the other biochems? Have you seen the Zedi and the Zedrenalin in action? How long do you think Zedrenalin and Zedi should last before you would be willing to use it? Or maybe you already do. Let me know down in the comment section. Like the video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.